So if you think spraying a finish on doors and drawers is difficult, stay tuned. I'm going to show you how wicked easy it is. So follow along, and I'm going to show you the process that I use when I'm shooting cabinetry with a latex paint. So it's all about, for me, preparing everything before you start spraying. Spraying will take us such a short time because we're going to be using the Graco Ultimate Quick Shot system. I'll have a link below where you can actually go on Amazon and get it. But I always set up 3 stations. It's super easy. I got my prep station for my paint, my sprayer. I have this station here where I'm actually going to spray. I'll show you how I set that up, each one. And then this one's really simple. This is my STM, which I absolutely love because it's mobile. I can bring it around like this. But you're going to see I have these stickers on here. This is my drying station. And this will be away from any overspray, which is extremely low with the Graco Ultimate Quick Shot system. So let's prep the sprayer. Let's get the paint in there and get it prepared correctly. And the one thing I'm going to show you is this is my little Bible right here. It shows me how to prime the pump. I'll go through that, how to set it up, how to understand the tips. And then also when we clean up later, it shows the cleanup steps. As I set this all up, I don't have the battery in here right now, and I'm going to set up the spray tip. Now, when we talk about spray tips, there's charts all over the internet. I go to Graco. This one came with a 210 and a 5 something. The number, the first number, 2, means that's basically the size of the hole, the orifice. And 10 refers to the spray pattern, 10 centimeters or 100 millimeters. It's a 4-inch spray width. They'll have 15s, 20s. It depends on the spray width you want. So just go from there. I tighten this up, and then what I do is I'll flip it around and insert this. Once you have the tip inserted, make sure that this collar is locked all the way down and tight. You can adjust the front part here, clog and unclog, or unclog and spray, and you can rotate it for vertical or horizontal. So this is the filter, and when you seat it, make sure you take and you seat it all the way in, and the cup just goes in here like this and locks in with the tab. This is the cover. It just spins on, and you get this little cork right here. I leave the cork in if I'm leaving paint in there for a second coat, but the majority of the time I just leave it open. Real simple. You just take your paint and you pour it in the hopper, as I call it, or the cup. There's a filter in there. I always will put a strainer in there. I highly recommend these. These are spouts that lock onto your can. I store everything with these. It makes putting and pouring instead of out of the can, out of this spout, so much easier. And one of the other things is right here, you open it up, so that little hole is open so you get a better flow into your strainer cup. So with this video, you're going to say, was it the spray that gave you the ultimate finish, that perfect finish, or was it the paint? I think it's a combination of both. But this is the gallery series. This is what I shoot for doors and drawer fronts and the fronts of the cabinets. This lays down so nice. It's one coat. But you'll see on the doors and drawer fronts, I've already done the back sides, but I've primed both sides first. I always prime before I lay down my first coat. This is going to lay down on one coat and give it the ultimate finish. So next, I'm just going to put the cover on. I'm basically ready to go. Now I have to make sure that this is completely set up and ready to shoot. So I go right here to my startup page, and it says, okay, No, this is another knob here you got to understand. Straight up is prime position, and I got to prime it for 10 seconds. And then this here is the spray position. And this is the part I always forget. That's why I have this chart right here. So next, I'm going to take this tip and turn it to the unclogged position. That's because it says it right here. I'm going to take my battery. I'm going to put it in. Okay, and then I'm going to make sure that this is the cork or the plug is open. And then I'm going to take it to a garbage can like this and take it and release it here and shoot for 10 seconds. And it's just step by step. Then once I go 10 seconds, I'm gonna take it and put it into that knob into the spray position, okay? When it's still in unclog, I'm gonna spray it. It says for another 10 seconds, yeah, until I get a steady stream of paint. Okay, that's less than 10 seconds, but I'm getting a steady stream of paint. Okay, so the next thing to do is get ready to spray. I'm gonna put it in the forward position, but right here, okay, is my flow control, and I'm gonna take that, and they say to start at 1 until you get used to it, but I like to put it around 3, between 3 and 4 for my spray application. Let's talk about my application. These doors have been sanded to 150. Then both sides, and then I primed everything, both sides. It's a step-by-step, you gotta wait for drying time. Now, I shot the Dover White Gallery series on this, and it's absolutely hard as nails, fantastic, leveled out perfect. And in the midst of doing this, I said, oh, I gotta talk about spraying doors because this finish is phenomenal. So I waited and I saved a few doors. Hopefully the camera will get the difference. This is the side I'm going to shoot today. This is the front side. And this is the prime. And even the prime laid down really nice with the sprayer. So I saved a few pieces so I can show you how I spray. So when I'm spraying, you'll see, I'll take the door, I'll put it on here. I got these painter's pyramids, and this is a Lazy Susan. You'll see how I use it. It makes it effortless to spray all the sides and then get the lay down I want. Okay, so there's not a lot of overspray. The overspray will be contained to a small area. I won't have a lot of loft because it's being thrown on there with the pump. So in saying that, still tarp off an area, and I do that. I didn't want to mess my MFT3. It's tarped off. I take my sprayer and set it off to the side because I don't want to get overspray on that. I have in the past. That's a learned experience. Everything cleans up really nice. You'll see that in the cleanup. So what I'm going to do is just get this going. Now, you won't see any overspray, but I always wear a respirator. And what I'm gonna do first, let me take this off, is I'm gonna spray a little and make sure I have this in the right position. So if I have it in this position, it's gonna give a spray pattern like this. Come in here, Chris, so you can see this. Okay, if I take it and turn it, and this is the one I want, just like this in this orientation, I'll get a spray pattern like this. I always test it first. Okay, before I start spraying, let me show you my technique. I'm gonna get all my edges here first, and then I'm gonna do patterns, and you'll see I release it, but I always go over. That's why I'll have overspray here, okay, and I'll overlap it here. The reason I will turn it this way is so I get this edge in here, and I'll do 2 more passes. You'll see how I go through this. I want full coverage, and I don't want to see my spray marks. Let's get spraying. It's that easy. So you'll notice I was 6 to 10 inches above. I don't get right on it, okay? And it laid out. Now, hopefully we can get in here and you're gonna see it looks ever so slightly bumpy. I'll tell everybody, relax, because that's what the paint has to do. It has to relax, and that is one of the benefits of this gallery series. And the other thing to note on this paint, it's sprayable only. So I'm going to take it now, and I'm going to bring it over to my drying station right here on these stickers, being aware. So sometimes I'll say it went down like cream because this looks so nice right now. And by the way, not all finish does this. So one of the things that I see people get apprehensive on when they go to a sprayer is there's a lot of setup time and a lot of cleanup time. Well, think about this. Spraying the door takes less than 20 seconds. So it all evens out. And with this Graco Ultimate Shot, Quick Shot, whatever the name is, it's an easy cleanup and it's an easy setup. So yes, I had 2 doors to finish up and 3 drawer fronts, and that took less than 5 minutes, and that's with me talking. So it wasn't a lot of stuff to shoot today, but I wanted to make sure I covered it so you can understand how I spray. So guess what we gotta do now? We gotta clean it up, and I got a lot of tips and tricks on that too. So there's plenty of paint still left in here. I'll just take this off, and I'm gonna give you a tip. Okay, I'm gonna take this pouring cap off, and as I pour it in, I take a chip brush, disposable chip brush, and I wanna get as much paint out of here because we have to flush it with clean water. So I'll just take it like this, I'll bring it over, and the reason I use the chip brush is I can get all that paint, because this would take forever for it to drain out. And of course, chip brushes are so inexpensive. Once I do that, here's another tip that's not in my chart here. I take it and I wipe a lot of that paint out of there, so it makes flushing a lot easier. And then I'll just reseal this for the next time, making sure everything is locked in down. And then I fill with, I use warm water about halfway in the cup. And then I replace the cap here and make sure that this stays open. And then on the pump, you make sure it's in prime position, and this goes into the unclogged position. And I just have a 5-gallon bucket. I'll aim it in there for 15 seconds. And what that is putting a lot of pressure in here so we can clean up all the paint out of the cup and in the hose and get it ready for next time. Okay, once we've primed it for 15 seconds, we take this on the machine, on the pump, and turn it to the spray position. And then what we do is, as we're doing it, you're gonna see paint coming out in here. Come here, Chris. Okay, we have it in the unclogged position, but we're gonna run that, and we're gonna take our flow control and bring it all the way to 10. So that way there, it'll move product through quicker. So here's a tip that was not on that chart or that quick start list. I start the process of cleaning everything out front, or at least getting some of the paint that's on my spray tip. I just do it like this. At the end, it'll start to shoot like that. That means you're getting close. You'll still see that it's coming out a little milky. We'll run another, we'll run more now through it. So let's look inside, and you're gonna see it's fairly clean, okay? I'm going to take it and run one more half cup through. So the second time, come in here, Chris, so we can see this. I'm gonna open this up, and you're gonna see how clean it is inside. So I'll just depress this lever, I'll take it out, I'll pop the filter out, and I'll wipe it down with some paper towels, and that's basically all the cleaning you need to do on the cup. So this is the part that a lot of people forget. This is on any spray gun. You gotta clean the tip. I always just take it off, I remove the tip, I just throw it in some warm water, and I leave it there for a while. I'll come back and clean it later. I make sure that this is clog free. I always clean the threads here with this brush. As that is soaking, okay, that paint will come right off. It's all, I will take, and just, you don't have to, but I like to keep things clean. I take a Scotch-Brite pad and I'll clean some of this paint that was on my gloves and got onto the sprayer, and it's just that easy. Let that soak for a few minutes and then just wipe it off with a paper towel. Everything is cleanable, and it's that easy to clean up. Let the water flow through, and you just have to agitate it, and you're good. All right, so this is laying down, and one of the other tips I want to give you, you may hear it in the background. I turned on a fan that I have to circulate the air inside here. Yes, this is a dry environment. It's summertime now. I got the humidity down because I got my mini split circulating as well, so it's just right. And I leave it alone. I just don't go and touch things. I leave it alone for quite some time. It does dry quick, this gallery series. As we wrap this up, I have to have a question. And I saw this yesterday when the USA won. The biggest thing of everybody coming over here to the United States for the World Cup is they're going gaga for ranch dressing. Hey, what's your favorite salad dressing? Leave it in the comments below. And for all you Scottish fans, stop drinking all our beer in Boston. So as we wrap it up, the one thing I wanted this video to accomplish, and let us know in the comments below if it helped. People get so crazy about spraying the finish, and it is wicked, wicked easy. So hopefully I gave you some tips and tricks on this. Just do it. Just go and get a good sprayer and spray, and you'll realize, holy moly, is this easy. So as we always say, from the Sedge Tool Shop, be positive, stay sharp, and mean, whoop, 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 wicked sharp.